So, Kris, have you ever watched 1,000-Pound Sisters?
Yes.
You have seen it?
Yes, with Tammy.
Tammy and Amy Slaton, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so in the news this week, my girls, okay, Amy got arrested. And it is the most batshit, wild story that I have ever heard in my life.
I need to know.
Okay, so Amy and her boyfriend and her kids were at some like small zoo in Kentucky or Tennessee, whatever they are, and one of them got bit by a camel.
Stop it.
Yes, so I don't know, we don't know who, but one of them was bitten by a camel and the police were called. Okay, so the police show up to the zoo about this camel bite. And it turns out the police find drugs in her car and they arrested her for possession of illegal drugs and child endangerment.
Stop it.
Yes.
What drugs did she have?
Okay, so from the story, it doesn't say what it was, but it said the officer smelled a smell. So I am going to guess it was marijuana because in the state she lives, it's still illegal.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Is this, do you think that this is when Tammy will come in on her about being, do you remember that clip of them? Like, sorry, all I'm picturing when you're saying this to me is Tammy telling her she needs to grow up.
You need to stop being a big baby.
Yeah, you need to grow up. I am grown. My bills are paid.
I pay my bills. My bills are paid.
That's all I'm picturing right now is Tammy coming in on her. You better grow up. I am grown. My bills are paid.
She's trying to bail her out. Oh my God.
Stop.
But just on a general thing though, I do feel bad for her because one, like marijuana should be legal. It's legal in most states, but also, girl got bit by a camel, called the police for help, and ended up in jail.
That sucks. Do you think that was her weekly lowlight?
Definitely was her low light of the week. No, the low light of the week for that story is that it happened at the beginning of a holiday weekend. So in order to be...
Oh, no.
Yeah, so she was locked up in jail, her and her man, all weekend long.
Oh, my God. That's awful. Were the
know.
kids fine? Like, were the kids fine? Like, did they get really hurt from the bite? Like, did you hear anything on that?
It didn't really say. And it didn't even say who got bit by the camel, but someone in the group got bit by a camel.
No one gave a shit anymore. You know, my cousin, she got bit by a horse when she was really little. My granddad, like, pulled her over to the side of the road. They were, like, feeding it stuff. It almost ripped her whole finger off. Like, it ripped her whole entire nail off. So, like, a camel...
Oh, my God.
I can only imagine.
Well, the thing with horses is when they bite, they have to close their mouth all the way before they can open it. So a horse bite will mess you up.
But I feel like a camel does that, like, side chew thing. Like, it's like it's on coke or something. Like, its jaws, like, all over the place. Like, just going nuts. Like, I feel...
It's like grinding away at her bones.
Like, what? Maybe the cops saw that and then they were like, drugs. We should check this bitch's car. Like, what made them think to go to her car? Something must have happened. Something must have escalated quickly, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. I have no clue. And it could be, too. You know, the police may be like, we hate these, like, reality TV stars in here.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I know. But they are
the worst
hella entertaining.
I don't watch the show. I just have that clip forever embedded in my brain. Like, it sits there rent-free because it's one of the funniest things. My bills are paid! It's okay. Relax. I am grown.
Stop being a big baby.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. That sucks.
Literally, Do you guys have TLC channel in Canada?
Duh.
TLC is amazing for bringing us unique stories of people around that, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like most TV shows are going to show you like Hollywood people or this or that. TLC is like, we are going to bring you some real people from middle America or wherever, and we're going to tell you a unique story.
Dude, they brought us the Duggars.
Oh
like, TLC did that. They brought us that woman with the long hair, her, like, 40 kids, 20 kids. And then the oldest one was a freaking pedo the whole time. Like,
oh my God.
TLC also brought us John and K plus 8 and all of their drama. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget the John and K plus 8 drama.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And there was Octomom. Little People Big World.
Oh my God, they were so cute. They were so cute. I'll never forget because there was the set of twins. So, like, one was a little person and then one was tall, right? And then I just remember the taller brother would put his arm out over his little brother. Oh my God, it was so cute, the opening to that show.
Oh, I love it. They were always on a mission. They were building a farm. They were building a city. I don't know if they were building everything.
And that dad didn't sit still. Like, what was his name? Like, John Roland? Is that them, the Rolands? He was always on a forklift or something. A tractor doing something.
I know. My favorite was Wife Swap.
Oh my God. Stop.
They're dark-sided. They got gargles. Do you remember that woman? No. She's like, I am a Jesus warrior.
Oh my God.
And then they give her a check, and she rips it up, and she's like, they're dark-sided gargoyles and demons.
Oh my God. I just remember all the husbands just being so shitty in that show all the time. Like, these wives would do the most. Some of them, they would do the most for their husbands. And the husbands were just so shitty. Like, didn't appreciate, definitely, like, his house was his home and she was the one that tended to all of his needs. Like, could you imagine? I could never live like that. And then imagine swapping and going and living with somebody else's husband who treats you like that. Ew, I could never.
Yeah, and then the husbands would get matched with, like, a wife that was, like, this hardcore feminist, that was, like, a hippie. She was a witch. She was...
You need to humble him a bit. Like, the women weren't the problem. The husbands were the problem. I don't care. The women were like, you know, we're here for our families in every degree, no matter what kind of woman it was. Like the feminist woman, the witchy woman, whatever. They all just had a different way of life. The husbands always just had this, like, expectation on the wife all the time. And they played the husbands just to be, like, these, like, dumb, lost puppies.
Exactly.
Am I right?
Exactly. It was always, like, shocking to me because I feel like I come from a very, like, matriarchal, oh my God, I am pronouncing that so wrong. Very much like a matriarch-led family.
I just don't live in a household where we have, like, roles. You know, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I could be home all day and there's no expectation of me to have, like, dinner made and the friggin', like, house cleaned and all. Like, no. Like, we don't play into all of those things. Like, we're pretty much, like, equal across the board when it comes to the home, you know? Like,
yeah. I can't picture.
I mean, there's things that, like, naturally, like, we kind of fall into, but it's not like I'm the one that does this, this, and this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could never. And all of these men on the show were like that. I can't.
Yeah. And you're married to a chef. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be. He's not going to be like, hey, woman, get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
Yeah, make me a meal, bitch. Like, I feel so bad for Michael. Like, he sometimes has to eat like the nastiest stuff because I'm not well equipped in the kitchen. Like, I'm not a good cook, but that man will eat anything I put in front of him, and he enjoys it because like I'm making it and he's not having to make anything. But I will say is that I'm lucky because he never criticizes. He never comes into the kitchen and tries to like correct me or do anything. He just like leaves me alone. And I think that that's why I can enjoy cooking for him, because he doesn't nag me, you know? He doesn't critique me all the time.
Exactly. So what else is going on with you? I want to say, first of all, we are both wearing our businesswoman like vest today.
Yeah, we're wearing vests today.
Yes.
Like, I have this cleavage right now that I'm just like, sorry, who's she? Hi.
I know.
Sorry, and for our listeners, I'm admiring my own cleavage right now because it's just like, damn.
I put the push-up bra on too underneath of it.
Got her cleavage on her vest.
We gotta let them know what we're working with under this businesswoman suit.
I just gave all our viewers a show shaking it after talking about making food for my husband. Oh, man. Yeah, we definitely have our businesswomen vests on.
Yes, exactly. And see, that cleavage is why you don't gotta work in the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't have to have the house cleaned. Like, that's it. Oh my God. No. You know what I forgot to tell you? There was this. Okay, so remember how a couple weeks ago we went to a concert? Okay, something happened at this concert that is still to this day pissing me off. And it was actually Michael who brought it to my attention. And Michael was the one that was also kind of pissed off for me as well. Like, okay, so, you know, like, concerts, they have like mosh pits and crowd surfing and stuff like that. And so the lead headliner was Billy Talent. I don't know if that's like an American thing too. Do you have Billy Talent in America?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's like this like punky rock band, whatever, alternative band, whatever. Really big when I was a teenager. Anyways, so there's like this like 5'4" girl. She's like kind of curvy, like, you know, she's not super thin. She's just like an average, like kind of chubby girl, like just like curvy, like nothing, you know? And she's like, I want to go crowd surfing. So my husband and the guy beside my husband, they like lift up her leg and they like send her off, right? Like, whatever. The guy behind literally says to my husband, he's like, wow, she was kind of like bigger. Like, why did they send her off? Like, why did they let her crowd surf? Like, who put her up there? And my husband's like, he was so pissed because he's like, do you see the men? Like the like 6'2", like 300-pound men that are just like being tossed around and people are carrying them and doing whatever. And this like tiny little thing who's just like not a super thin woman goes up and the men are like, oh, why is she doing it? Like, she's a heavy woman. She shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Well, that is a compliment to you because obviously he said it to your husband with you there. But but here's my stance on this, okay? These men, they need to get into the gym and they need to get stronger because as big girls are becoming crowd surfing. And that's all.
But here's the thing though. But here's the thing though, is that like she was nowhere near 200 pounds. Like, she wasn't even like a big woman. She was just like had like a little bit of meat on her. She just wasn't your typical size, like beauty ideal of like being like ultra thin. She was just like a little bit curvy and they sent her up. So she wasn't like this heavy woman. So the men are okay putting up and going with 300-pound men of all body shapes and sizes, but then like a curvy woman goes up and he's literally like, why would you put her up there? Like, she's kind of heavy. Like, she's kind of...
This is so rude.
I'm sorry. I was so pissed. Michael, he like handled that. He was just like, do you see who's up there? Like, these like 300-pound like burly men, like middle, I don't know, whatever.
What a mess. People are so rude for no reason. It's like, just every time I hear stories like that, I just go back to like the Jessica Simpson photo when she was like, she put on 5 pounds and everyone's like, she's obese.
She was a size 4.
I know. Wild.
Honestly. It's ridiculous.
I do want to ask you this, okay? So we know that J-Lo is getting divorced from Ben. What is J-Lo's next move? Who is our girl going to marry next? Or what is the next move in her relationship?
Okay. J-Lo, I don't know if she does this. I think J-Lo should open up a dance academy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I think she should have her own dance academy. Like, something really cool, like a cool hip-hop. Like, she doesn't need to teach there all the time, but, like, with, like, really great instructors. That's, you know what I mean? Like, because she's always been such a great dancer, like, so great with hip-hop. All of that. I think she should have her own dance academy. That's what I hope for J-Lo.
Okay, it's kind of giving Paula Abdul, because Paula Abdul, she's still big on the dancing, and she's always like dancing with the youngins. I had a thought. Okay, well, first of all, her relationship-wise, I think she goes back and forth. So what I'm wondering is she going to marry a plumber or a blue-collar man because she can, and she's done all the other things, or is she going to go back to like the 30-year-old to go like young?
No, she's not going to go young.
But you don't think... She's been a cougar. She's been known to be a cougar.
I think she's going to go around... This is just like what's going in my head right now. I would say around 5 to 10 years older and some sort of like artist. Now, I don't mean artist in the terms of like painting, but like another creative, but a quiet, not in the limelight.
Okay. Because she likes the limelight. Like, our girl loves the limelight.
Oh, she loves it.
I had one. Here's what my advice to her would be. This is my advice, because I'm a professional expert and a crisis management expert. So what I would do is very much like, the thing is like the days of like the diva, you know, like the person who's such a diva and over better that she lives in that world. And I think people are not liking that. Younger generation, they like people that's a little more down to earth, a little more humanized. And what I thought would be a great idea is for her to have her children, her teenage children, who were very opposite of her, like style-wise and like the way that they present themselves. So I thought it would be great if they were trolling her, like not maybe like a reality show documentary, like a reality doc. And it's the children, and like she's being like an extra, she's being diva, she's this, and the kids are like cracking up laughing at her, and she's just like, what, stop it, like. And it would just, I just feel like it would humanize her so much. It would allow the public to see that maybe like she's in on the joke a little, even if she's not. And I think we would see her more as this mother to teenagers, which we don't think of her that way. That would be
so much fun. That would be so much fun. It's like, did you ever watch, what is it, the Gotti Brothers?
Oh my God. What was that show called?
It's giving me that vibe. The Gotti Brothers. The Victoria Gotti. It was the Gotti Brothers, no?
No, it wasn't called the Gotti Brothers.
Something like that.
It was something like that. Mob, something. I can't remember. I loved Victoria. I still do.
I feel like J-Lo would have that same kind of vibe.
I could totally see that.
Right?
I could totally see that. I've known some inside people into her like world, and she's hardcore. You know what I mean? Like, she takes her job very seriously. She doesn't hardly drink. She'll have like a glass of champagne a year. She trains really hard. She works nonstop. She's extremely healthy. Like, she is 100% dedicated to her craft, her fame, her everything. So I could really see that it could just.
I think that's what would make her a great business owner for a dance studio. Like, she should have like her own like dance studio, like dance show thing.
Yes.
Right?
And it could be almost like a Vanderpump Rules type of show where like J-Lo just like rolls in on occasion like Lisa Vanderpump does. And so she's not being like a reality star. She's just making appearances on her own show.
Yes. Do you know that I have a deep-rooted connection with J-Lo?
No.
Like, a physical connection with her.
How?
So, about 10 years ago, I was on this set, and I worked with her, like, hairstylist, someone that had, not like her all-the-time hairstylist, but somebody that had done her hair to the point where I got to wear her extensions.
Oh my
and
God.
Britney's. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Yes. I wore Britney's and J-Lo's extensions. Suck it.
That's fabulous. So I worked at the salon. My old salon that I worked at, it was next to this French bakery. And J-Lo was a big fan of the bakery. And when I would be at work sometimes, and the window that was by my station faced the bakery, and I would see her roll up in her white Rolls Royce, untinted windows, and the seats was embroidered that said J-Lo.
Nice.
And the security would pull up around her, like behind her, and she would just hop out of her Rolls Royce, and she could walk right into that bakery. Looking cute, she would get some croissants, and she would like get up out of there. And I saw her all the time do this, and I was always like, "Oh my God, it's her!" Because the seats literally said J-Lo.
You can't. There's no denying that.
And then TMZ, the bakery closed down, and TMZ reported that J-Lo offered them like whatever money they needed to like stay open. But they sold because the owners were retiring and they were going to retire in France. And so they sold it.
See, can't you see her with like a pastry chef? A little bit older in like France or something? Like a creative. Like an older, more sophisticated man. Like, you know?
I could see that.
Right? Like maybe she'll have a pastry chef in wherever the hell she lives.
Imagine.
Maybe she'll have one like near her studio or inside. Oh my God, this is it, guys. When she opens up her dance studio, there's gonna be like someone that they're gonna sublet it to, like a little catering person, and then they're gonna come in, and then that's who she's gonna fall in love with.
Oh my God.
It's all happening. J-Lo, if you're listening, you're welcome. You're welcome. We just planned out your whole life.
It sounds just like a scene from one of her movies.
Yes. Oh my God. Ugh. What is your highlight this week?
Okay, so my highlight is... Okay, so my birthday was last week. And one of my best friends, Lindsay, she was like, I have something planned for your birthday. I'm going to pick you up in the morning. And it's going to be the whole day dressed comfortable. And so she picked me up, and we went and got pedicures and manicures. We went and saw a movie. Then we went to lunch at a really cute place for lunch. And then we went for massages.
Oh my God, dream day. What movie did you see?
It was called Don't Blink Twice. With, what's his name? The bald guy. Not bald, but like... Channing Tatum. I can't say his name. Channing Tatum. You know who I'm talking about.
Channing Tatum. Yeah, Channing Tatum.
And
Tatum.
it's a fucked up movie. Like, it is a psychological thriller. It was wild.
Really? Okay, maybe I'll see it.
Oh, it's wild. It's wild. I don't want to give away any details because I thought it was actually like a really good movie, but definitely suspenseful. Definitely, you're like, what's going to happen? That's going to get what is going wrong? Like, you know the whole time that something's wrong, but you have no clue what's actually wrong, and it's wild.
Oh my god, twists and turns. I love it. Yeah. How was your massage? Did it hurt?
Okay, so it was a great place. It was so good. But I have issues with my sciatica, so whenever I get a massage, I always tell them. And so I told her, I was like, I just came out of like a little sciatica episode, and so I'm feeling better, but, you know, get in there if you can. And, oh my God, when they get in there to your glutes, it hurts so bad. Like, she was just shoving that elbow in. I was biting down on the pillow. Like, I was, oh my God. I was like, I can't. But the thing...
You're like, my sciatica.
My sciatica. But the problem is that in this spa, the rooms were... Like, you go from the main room, and then there's like they have a consult with you, and then they open the door, and you go into this very large space. And the rooms for the massages are divided out by, like, fabric. Like, drop cloth.
Ooh. Oh my God, so you can hear the other person?
Yes. And it's designed beautifully, and it's very, like, Tulum, or, you know, that, like, style. Mm-hmm. But you really can't, you have to whisper really quiet. You have to be like, me whispering away from the microphone. No, but no, you have to whisper. You have to be very quiet because other people can hear you if you say something loud. So I'm biting down because I'm like, I want to be like, oh my God, I can't take anymore. But
But you're like, I need to be quiet because I'm going to ruin the feng shui of the other room. I wonder how many people are just, like, silently in pain there. Like, just, like, biting down, just, like... That's probably why they do it. They probably set up those curtains just so people had that in mind, so they weren't loud. They were probably like, these people are so annoying. They're so dramatic. Moaning because everything hurts, so they're like, you know what, let's put up curtains so everyone feels like they have to be overly courteous and everyone will just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can only imagine. Like, okay, so when I'm doing hair and it's at the shampoo bowl, there's always people that will be like, like, they literally
man,
when you're scrubbing their head, and I'm like, I can't do this.
But okay, in their defense, sometimes it's just like, it is so good. But I wouldn't moan. You know what I mean? Like, I have a little bit of dignity. You know, like, I wouldn't be moaning and, like, crying because it's so good. But, like, sometimes they hit. Like, it's almost a moan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, especially when they get right in there. Or, like, when my hair has been, like, freshly bleached and, like, they come at me with that, like, the end of, like, the comb. And they itch right on the spot that's, like, burning and itching at the same time. Do you know what I'm talking about? And when that friggin' end of the comb hits, I'm like, rrr. Like, that does it for me. That's what does it for me. When you scratch that itch, that burning itch, I'm good.
Okay, my low light is, girl, it is a heat wave from hell, okay? It is like Satan's taint down here in Los Angeles. If you're watching the video of this, there is sweat running down my face. I'm trying to stop it because I have to turn off the AC and the fan, and it's literally 106 degrees today.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that is in Celsius.
Trying to figure it out, but it's got to be at least 38 to 39, maybe 40.
Yeah, it's hot as hell. It's the hottest day of the year today. It's I think we're breaking records in, like, the deserts and stuff, like heat records. So it is. God. She's fighting through it. She's fighting through it. And here's the thing: is all winter long, I do not complain about the cold. I do not complain when it's cold at night. I never complain because I'm like, you just wait till September hits. Because in Los Angeles, just as the rest of the country is starting to cool down and fall, LA gets hot as hell. It's just always like a couple weeks of like a wild heat wave that comes through. And I saw these people and they were like, oh my God, this is crazy. We never had anything like this. And I'm like, no, every single year it's the same thing. Every year at this time of year, Satan shows up.
This is it.
You're
like, this is how we live. Yes. We all look like melting pots. Like, this is it. Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, oh my God. I'm so happy I'm not there right now. I can't deal if it's like extreme heat. But you have a pool. Guys, Kyle has a pool. So she does have the option to cool off.
No, because guess what? We had an emergency structural situation where there was a possibility of the pool, hot tub, and like catwalk thing that leads to them all collapsing. So...
You know who you should go see?
Who?
Our friend Avery. Avery has a pool. Yes, go to Avery Pools. Avery has this beautiful pool.
We're not going to talk about what happened at Avery's pool, but as you can see, I'm triggering Kyle right now. Things went down at Avery's pool. That'll be a story for another time.
Listen, on the Blonde Highlights podcast, we love an inside joke. We love to, but we cannot yet include you into this inside joke. But
you're on the outside, losers.
Avery's lurking.
Avery.
One time we're going to have to do an entire episode of an expose of Avery.
Oh my God. For everyone's...
Truth comes out about Avery.
Oh my God.
The saddest part is that everybody listening right now is just like, what the fuck? And we're just dying. Because we're on the inside of the joke.
Yes.
Oh my God. This is what it feels like to be the popular girl, you know? Like, we know what's going on, you don't.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Girl, what's your
man,
highlights
Michael's
and
pulling
lowlights?
in the... Hold on, Michael's pulling in the driveway right now in our big caravan. And he looks like such a dad.
Oh.
He's got like a whole dad look right now. Okay, my highlight. What's my highlight? Oh, okay. So, boys went back to school, okay, this past week, whatever. First day was on Tuesday. And I had basically taken August off because it was just like so much with the kids, like whatever. It was so hard to juggle everything. And I took the kids to school and I was like, oh my God, like I have so much free time right now. Like I have time to like chill. But then I had to go to a casting and it was fine and whatever. And then I actually booked work and I worked the job yesterday. But I had like one free day this week where I just got to do nothing. Like nothing. I didn't have to worry about the kids. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to entertain them. I got to I sent them out to school, did drop off, and then I came home and I watched TV in the day. And I have this weird thing where I don't like to watch TV in the day because I like to be productive, whatever. No, that all went out the window. I'm like, this is my time.
Yeah.
So I got time. So that's my highlight. That was the ultimate highlight. My low light, however, was when I went to my job yesterday. It was downtown Toronto.
Yeah.
It was just local. And so I drove And it's just, this is just something that just like pisses me off all the time. It's like when we're all stopped at a red light and it instantly turns green and you honk at me, honestly, like I'm not moving. Like, this happened to me yesterday. Oh, I'm such a brat. I don't care. It was like,
Okay, it went from, I was the first one at the line, and it went from red to green, and it was like, I couldn't even take my foot off the brake fast enough just for someone to, like, lay the horn on me. So I stopped for a second. Like, I just get so spiteful. I know it's bad. I didn't sit there for long, but probably a good 2 seconds. Before then, I was like, okay, now I'll proceed. But I was like, that, to me, like, just...
I hate when that happens. Like, don't you dare lay your horn on me. I can understand when you're sitting there for like 5 seconds or when people are visibly on their phone or just not paying attention. I literally was taking my foot off the brake and they honked.
It's so... Okay, here's my one exception to this. If you were in the turn lane and a green arrow comes on and you don't go immediately, you're in the wrong. I'm mad because...
But I didn't even have a chance to, like, go.
Were you in the turn lane?
No.
Oh, you're cool. Who cares about that? But I only get mad about the turn lane. And I don't get too mad, but it's just like... If the light turns green on a turn, and these intersections in a big city, like you don't get much chance to go, and every second matters. And it's like if you're in the front of a turn lane and the light turns green, your one job is to keep your eye on that light. But at a normal
sure.
light, who cares? Like it's just like it doesn't make a difference if it's a second or whatever.
I don't know. See, like, I could understand somebody getting mad at me if I was sitting there not paying attention or whatever. But, like, literally, it turned green, and I was like, oh, time to go, and, like, not fast enough. I just didn't move fast enough. So I sat there for 2 seconds. Like, that's it.
I'm the same. I do spiteful stuff like that. When people honk or do something that I love to just go real slow.
I just love not looking at them. Like, especially when it's my fuck up. Like, I'll do something and they're honking. And, you know, when they drive past you and they always do that look over, I never look at them. I just look dead straight. Just like, I know you're there, but I'm not going to give you the satisfaction.
I just dead straight look ahead. No. I won't make eye contact. Because they do. They want to tell you off. They want to give me the finger or something. I'm not looking at them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can't because everyone knows your face from this podcast. So they would be like, oh, the blonde highlights girls are like holding up traffic.
100%. Like, we need to be really careful now. Like, I have security outside of my house right now.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, when I go to pick up the kids from school, it's like, oh my God.
There's Kris from Blonde Highlights. There's Avery's friend. Oh, man.
Okay, so I did want to bring up a couple things. Okay, so I have struggling with scrolling, like just just scrolling nonstop on TikTok, and it's like ruining my life because I'm awake till 3:30 in the morning, just scrolling, like and finding absolutely nothing. I'm just like hunting for that dopamine hit of something great. But I saw this video. and it was about an interview from Keith Urban, that country singer, and he was talking about Miley Cyrus, and he said something along the lines of her voice sounds like an ashtray.
What?
Yes, he said her voice sounds like an ashtray.
What?
But
okay,
I love a raspy voice.
Me too. I don't, okay, first of all, her voice doesn't sound like an ashtray. She's not that raspy.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's not equaling for me. Like, it's not adding up. Like, when people say that something sounds like an object like that, like, right away I can hear it and I'm like, oh my God, they're right. No, I don't think she sounds like an ashtray.
No, but I get where he was going with it. You know, like, because I always joke, like, when my voice is raspy, I'm like, I sound like Lindsay Lohan after a pack of Newports and a bottle of whiskey.
It's like I've been chain smoking.
Oh my God. Did you know? Oh, sorry.
Wait, what?
California banned menthol cigarettes.
As they should. They should be banned everywhere. They're so gross. Who is smoking menthols unless you're like 90 years old?
I love it.
When you can't even really hold your cigarette. Like, ew. Ew. No. You never used to smoke menthol with me.
Yes, I always did. Well, that's the thing is that like I rarely ever smoke a cigarette. Like it's like a rare occasion, especially basically when I'm drunk. I'm never drunk anymore. But I like a menthol cigarette. I've always have. I never liked a non-menthol. I would always get the Camel Crushes, so you could crush it and have a menthol.
Yes, that's what you would get. Actually, I'm having a flashback, and I remember.
Yeah.
And I remember those. I would rather not smoke than smoke a menthol. But I know that I have smoked some of yours because I'm getting it in my head. I'm remembering. I'm having a very vivid flashback of us smoking a menthol cigarette outside my apartment in Santa Monica.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I'm the opposite. See, I don't want to smoke a cigarette unless it's a menthol.
Ew. No. That's just like, you know what, I can't. And like, okay, I'm not encouraging smoking cigarettes. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to do right now. Mm-hmm. But when I was at the concert, okay, everyone was vaping. And every like probably like 10 seconds, there would just be like warm cough syrup smell in my face. Just like a warm hit. And it's just like, just light a cigarette. Just fucking light a cigarette at this point. I don't understand. I don't think vaping's like a healthier option. It to me just smells like, I'm not saying and you shouldn't do either or, okay, whatever. But if you're gonna do it, like, just put the vape down and just be normal. Everyone's reefing on these like huge things. Just get a lighter cigarette like the rest of us. The warm cough syrup smell, I almost wanted to puke. After like every 5 seconds, just like this hot puff of like grape fruit punch. Like, just let me smell some straight up secondhand smoke. Like, do you know what I mean though? Like, am I wrong?
No, I'm the same with you. Like, I'm like, okay, we shouldn't be smoking. Like, we shouldn't. But you know, I think
no.
Like, I have like 2 a year probably. But just get this cigarette. Don't do that stupid. What are we? We're like, they're like charged. They're like, we have to charge them like a phone. Like they're digital cancer sticks.
Like, no, just, ugh. And that's what I mean, is that, like, why are kids even picking up the habit of a vape? Like, what is enticing them? Like, I know sometimes they put their weed in there or whatever. Like, they put your weed in there. But, like, and I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, a lot of people do it for nicotine. So I'm like, I don't know. I think it's so gross.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's more gross than a guy putting the dip in for the nicotine hit.
What do you mean, put the dip in?
Okay. So they put like a chunk of like tobacco.
Oh, ew. Yeah, the chew.
And then they spit all the time in a bottle.
Yes. Ew. No. I remember partying with this guy who was like pretty clean cut, straight edge guy. And he was always at like these parties that I would go to. And all of a sudden, my best friend Andy and I, like when we would party together and stuff, we would die laughing because all of a sudden, and all we had to do was put like our tongue in our mouth and create a little bulge at the bottom of our lip, like to show each other to look for this guy. And then all of a sudden, he would go from like being the life of the party to just like laid back cool guy with just like a bulge in the bottom of his lip because it was just his tobacco chew. And then you would just see him spit. And it was just like, ew, just light a cigarette then. Stop looking for like a healthy alternative to smoking. There is no healthy alternative to smoking cigarettes. Just don't do it. Or light the cigarette. Blonde highlights is getting canceled.
We get canceled for like encouraging smoking cigarettes. But you know, I can say it from a different place because I don't feel like I've ever been addicted to it. Like I did smoke when I was in college, and when I moved to LA, I had no money to buy cigarettes. I just didn't buy anymore. And then I just, from there, it's been like one or two here or whatever. But in college, it was the thing. Everyone would run out into the quad and just like huff down a few cigarettes real quick and go back into class.
Ugh, so gross. Like, my head hurts thinking about the tobacco headache.
Oh, no, it was a different era.
Whatever.
When I worked in fast food in high school and in college, there was always some people, like, it would even be the women, too. Like, they couldn't go that long without a cigarette, so they would put the chew in while they're working.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew. It's so gross.
Mm-hmm.
Just chew, like, the quit smoking gum, then. Like,
they have that bite chew gum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's abstinence is the only way.
Exactly. No smoking, guys. No smoking. Smoking, what is it? Smokers for jokers? Or smokers are jokers?
Smokers are jokers. That is hilarious.
yeah, in Canada, they put, I don't know if they do it in the States, but they put, like, all these warning labels on cigarette packs. So it'll be, like, rotting teeth or, like, a black lung. Or, like, this, like, one woman who has, like, emphysema and she has, like, breathing tubes, but she looks exactly like Paul McCartney. So, like, this is, like, an ongoing joke that it was just, like, if you got the Paul McCartney, like, just chilling with Paul McCartney.
That's how it is in Europe, too. Because here's the thing. When I go to Europe, my friend, some of the friends that I have there, they smoke because they're, like, cool Europeans and they do their thing. And those packs of cigarettes, they are vile images on them. And it's probably for the good. You should be reminded.
It is. Yeah, or they have like a person on like their actual deathbed. And it's like friends don't let friends smoke and like things like that. Like there are nasty things that they show, except for the Paul McCartney lady. And I remember when it came out, everyone was like, this looks exactly like Paul McCartney.
Did y'all have Dare? Did you guys have Dare in Canada?
Is that like the drug awareness thing? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did have that.
Yes.
We graduated from Dare.
We graduated from Dare. I took it very seriously. Never touched a drug in my life.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, but like actually.
What are you calling me? What are you saying?
Girl, I heard about your trips to Mykonos. Don't even start. Don't
Look
start.
Look at Kyle living in her little drug den over there.
Well, I think that wraps us this week.
I think so too.
Well, thank you guys for listening. If there's anything that you can take from this episode is don't do drugs, don't smoke cigarettes. What else? Don't vape.
And get up and crowd surf, no matter what your style is.
Yes, do it. Alrighty, guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.